What's going on? How are you? We are live. Yep, there we go. Live, Dr. Dave, the RV dummy. I'm still in my coat. I literally just got back from the East Coast, and I was there for some business. And I thought this would be so easy because I get to the airport. I know what time get to the airport. Yoko and I would get some dinner, and I'd come back and do the live stream. But my plane wouldn't take off from BWI from Baltimore. It was like they were waiting and waiting. So as it turned out, we were probably like an hour late. So we really had to move fast to get me back here to do the live stream for you. So who do we have here? As you come in, sign in, just say hello, just put a comment up to let me know who's here. We got 7 of you already. We literally just started, and I'm so glad to be doing this. There's Steve, Outdoor Nomad, Fred Flintstone. What's going on? And by the way, remember, make sure you like it. Just get it out of the way and just like it quickly, so you don't have to worry about that later. Dan, how are you? Ice Dogs, hi. It's Dan in Dallas. Yeah, Dallas. Come on in. I got some good stuff for you today. It's cold in Salt Lake. And it was actually, I just got back a little while ago, but it's cold in Salt Lake, and it was snowing earlier today. So it's true. Ice Dogs that makes sense. Ice Dogs in Canada. What part of Canada are you from, Ice Dogs? Good to have you here from north of our border. Come on in, everybody. And as you come in, just please say hello, sign in, please. Also, I wanted to share this with you that if you're not yet a VIP, what are you waiting for? VIPs get instant notifications, updated notifications when I'm going to be on, exactly what time, if I'm running late. They get everything, and they get the exact link also. So if you're not a VIP yet, I've got this for you. If you're not a VIP, just make sure you text the word VIP. Text the word VIP to 801-893-3810. We got a nice group of VIPs already. And as any VIP would tell you, I will never abuse your phone number. I will never spam you. I will never sell it or give it away. It's just for me. So I can notify you last minute if we have any last minute changes or anything. So make sure you VIP it. Also, I was thinking about something, and I don't have this done yet, but over the next period of time, I'm not sure when, but I'm thinking that VIPs are going to also be privy to access some other cool things that other people won't be able to. So make sure you get your VIP status. It's free. I don't charge you to become a VIP. It makes it easier for me to have access to you if I need you, if we're going to be doing something quickly and I need to get my VIPs together quickly, like kind of round up the troops quickly. So that's the VIP number. Just text the word VIP to that, and you're on the VIP list. And as I said, I never bother you, never spam you, never do anything crazy. Let's see who we have. We got RV Butterfly's here. Yeah, good. Always good to see RV Butterfly. G Borabodidio. Oh, wait, G Borabodidio, something like that. I can't pronounce it. I'll get back to that one later. We got Ward Johnson. We got Nettie Holmes. Nettie, I hope your plans are coming along okay for the new car you're going to be getting. Keep me informed as to that. And of course, Roads of Life is here. Of course, Robert is here. Robert made it. Terry Buttleman, how are you doing? It says hi from Mike and Terry, full-time for the last 9 weeks. You'll have to let us know how that's going. That's fantastic. Full-time for the last 9 weeks. That's beautiful, beautiful. And just call me George. Okay, George, that's a lot easier. I will call you George, my friend. Thank you so much. Also, for those of you that don't know about the RV Dummy Facebook page, go ahead and just like the page. Again, I try to get updates to the RV Dummy page. VIPs are always first and always 100%. Then the Facebook page sometimes get notifications. YouTube, of course, but YouTube is slow usually to get the message out into your feed. It's not in real time. It's not instantaneous. Judy, 25-year solo OTR driver, going to full-time over the road drive. Going beautiful, Judy. congratulations. Again, keep us informed as to how that goes. Very, very interesting and good for you. RV Butterfly saying hello to everybody. I love the camaraderie. I feel like I think I said this last time. I just feel like we are a really close-knit family. I feel really good when you all get on here, and especially when you start having little inside conversations with each other. I just feel the RV Dummy family is growing, but also very close and tight-knit. North of Houston, go Astros! Yeah. So I want to share this with you. Well, Yoko and I had our, by the way, still people ask me what kind of rig we have and if we like it. We have a Class B, as you probably, most of you know, a Class B Pleasureway Excel TS. It's a 2006 chassis, 2007 build out of the actual, van part, the actual Pleasureway part. So we love it. We're in Utah now, and it's been in storage the past 2 to 3 weeks, but it was I have not winterized it yet, and the storage that I have here is not temperature controlled. So what I told you, I think I told you last show what I was going to be doing is I had actually a mobile RV tech come by. I got it out of storage, brought it back to my house, the rig. I hired a mobile RV tech to come out and winterize it, but not only to winterize it, but to show me exactly what he does every step of the way. And I think I've got it. Do I have his card right here? He's a really good guy. Here it is. I think I've got his card. Is this it? Yeah. He calls himself the RV doctor. Now, people give me a hard time because I call myself Dr. Dave, and I'm actually a doctor. But some of the trolls on here, as you know, give me like a really hard time. You shouldn't call yourself Dr. Dave. But this guy, really, really good. What's his name again? Doug. So he came out to my place and he proceeded to winterize my rig. And I had Yoko out there. We were both watching, and I asked him. I got permission from him to video it. So I said I want to be able to video this and share it with my people to show you exactly from start to finish how we winterize. But he got right to work. He was a nice guy, but he was pretty kind of, at least at first, all business. And he got right to work, and he was like doing so many things so quickly. Like I couldn't really get to video it properly because it was just too much was going on. But I will share with you basically what he did and some good news at the end after he finished winterizing. And he turned out to be a really cool guy, really personable guy. Hey, from Florida, Doris, how are you from Florida? Good. Is that South Florida, or is it more in the middle, Panhandle? Where are you? I've got family that lives in Jacksonville, and I'm quite familiar with South Florida, quite familiar. Used to have a place down in Highland Beach. So first thing Doug did was he just drained all the water from the fresh tank, from the area where the shower is, the sink. He drained all the water out of the van as best as he could. Then West Palm Beach. Okay, so that's not far from where I had my place in Highland Beach, which is between Delray and Boca Raton, as I'm sure you probably know. Drained everything out. Then he went in and blew out the lines with a high pressure, air compressor. Blew out the lines. Then what he did was he put some of the some of the RV antifreeze, the pink stuff, of course, into the lines, but he used very little. And after he did that, he then rinsed out the lines and drained out the lines. So he told me the way he does it, it might be different than a lot of people do it, but the way he does it is when he's finished, the only thing that's left in the lines is a very, very little bit of the antifreeze. It's not like he's not using gallons of it at all. So he said not only does it save money, but the way he does it this way is that in the spring, or when we want to de-winterize, he said a lot of people go through this. It's a whole big thing to de-winterize, or else they pay somebody to do it. If they pay somebody to winterize and de-winterize, he said all you do is just pretty much empty out the very, very, very little bit of the pink antifreeze that's in the lines now, and he said rinse it, and you're pretty much good to go. It's not like a big ceremony where you have to do this whole hour-long de-winterization. It's very, very easy. So that really made me feel good because I thought I was going to probably have to bring him back in the spring and show me how to de-winterize as well. So, and also he taught us a little bit about how we can do some camping actually in cold weather without having to de-winterize. But the only thing we really wouldn't be able to use would be the actual sink, the water from the sink. But pretty much everything else we'd be able to use. We'd be able to use the toilet, but instead of flushing it, just pour some antifreeze and some water down there, and then dump it when you can. But so right now we are winterized. And let's see who we have here. Did somebody else come in? We have Road Burns. Hello, Burns family. How you doing? Glad to have you with us here. I'm willing to. So I just shared my little experience from the RV doctor, Doug Nielsen, coming out to winterize my rig. I'd like to have a little. This is live stream. We're live. Feel free to interact and ask me some questions because that's really why I'm here. I just wanted to warm it all up and get you going with the winterization story. But ask me anything, and I will try my best to answer. And again, people that came on later, if you're not a VIP yet, make sure you text the word VIP to 801-893-3810. That way, what I do is I make sure my VIPs get all the notifications when I'm live streaming. And I've got some other ideas that VIPs are going to have access to. So make sure you do that. I will never spam you or abuse the number. We'll never do that. Konnichiwa, shalom, hello, all three. All three. And may I wish you a Shabbat shalom. Stephen, how are you doing? What's going on? Oh, it's Sunday. That didn't really work out very well there. But it's great to have you from Winnipeg, Canada. Wow, very cool. Somebody asked me a question. Now, this is why I live stream, to help you out. To help you. Ask me a question right now, and I will try my best to answer it. And sorry if I look a little. I don't know if I look a little burnt out, but I just got back from like a 4-day business trip from the East Coast. So I literally just got back. That's why my jacket is still on here. What's the meaning of life? Oh, that's a great one. Actually, that's a really good topic to discuss. We won't do it here right now, but it's a great topic, and I really like getting kind of deep and spiritual and whatever it takes. I like that. So. What do you do about health insurance? Okay, Road Burns, there you go. Great question. Well, Yoko is my wife, in case you're new to the channel, don't know, Yoko and I we have health insurance still from Maryland because we just moved to Utah beginning of this year, and I haven't switched anything over because it's not open season or anything like that. So we have it through Care First, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Maryland. Now, we are going to be renewing, but doing it through Utah now. And it's going to be a little more complex, and I need to look into it because I'm 64 right now. And in 2020 is when I turn 65. So Medicare is going to come into play as well. So I have to study up on this and understand exactly what to do. So to answer your question, I will have Medicare next year. Yoko is younger. She will not. So we'll have to have insurance for her and then some kind of supplemental. I got, if anybody can help me, get me a link to a source that can really teach me exactly what to do, because I don't know. I'm kind of in the dark on the Medicare thing, but it's creeping up on me. And May of 2020, I will be 65, and I'm going to have to do that. So somebody help me with a link if you can at a later time. That's okay. So let's see. Hello from Atlanta, Sharon O'Brien. How are you? Steve says, did you find an indoor place? Yes, Steve, we found an indoor place here to store Serenity. However, and it's a great place. It's clean. They've got RV techs there. They'll do anything we need. But the only caveat is it's not 100% climate controlled, and we do have to winterize this year, as opposed to back in Baltimore when it was totally climate controlled and we didn't have to winterize. But now we just winterize. That's the reason I did that. Steve, moved to Canada, free Medicare. The only thing is we're probably not going to move to Canada right now, Steve. So I need a lesson on how to do this for next year. So I'm sure I'll learn somewhere. But if somebody can pass a link over, that would be great. Check with most local pharmacies. If you have meds, they can tell. I'm not on any meds. Believe it or not, I mean, knock on wood, I'm really healthy, and I don't take any meds whatsoever, and really neither does Yoko. So it's not even. I mean, I hope it stays that way, but that's not going to even come into play. Jared, how are you doing, my friend? I'm glad you made it, Jared. Welcome. It's always good to have you here. Fred Flintstone is 65 in January, so you got a few months on me. But you need to find out before I do, because you're going to be 65 4 to 5 months before me, Fred. So you need to find out. Don't wait for me, or you're going to get closed out or something. So it can't be very difficult because everybody does it. So it's not like it's rocket science and you need to have some kind of secret code to get into your Medicare and figure it. We'll figure it out. We'll definitely figure it out. Randy, what's going on? How are you? I'm not watching the game, so I'm glad to hear the Astros are winning. Well, actually, I'm not favoring either, so it's okay, whatever. Because our Baltimore Orioles did not make it. So, but I haven't been or watched to an Oriole game in probably years anyway. What are your thoughts on travel trailer covers? Are they a good idea given the propensity to flap in the wind? So do you mean a cover to cover the whole thing, like when you're not using it? Is that what I think that's what you're saying, Dan? I'll get back to that in a second. If you just can help me with that question. Yes. Okay. So So Dan, I believe in covers. We actually have a cover for our Class B. I rarely use it since we store it indoors, but I like car covers. I think covers are really good at protecting an investment, when you're not using it. That's one of the reasons my Volvo has stayed so clean, and it's like what's 15 years old, almost 15 years old now, or close to 15 years old, something like that. And it looks like it almost looks like it came off the showroom floor. As I said, I've used a cover on Sireny. That's our van. I think if you can work it out and if you can put it on, I think it's a good idea, good way to protect. That's what I believe, Dan. Randy, I'm only 48. Oh, you have Medicare, but you're only 48. Is that some kind of disability, I'm guessing, or something like that? I don't know, because I'm certainly not an expert on it. That's right. You were in Florida. I'm sorry, you're in Canada. So Canada is okay. I take. So I'm getting mixed up here. So you're Canada, and you get it for free. So that's cool. Very good. That does not mean I'm voting for Bernie, though. Trust me. Let's see. Jared, doing good. Been wanting to travel. Then you should get out and travel there, Jared. Get out and do it. Let's do it. More questions, please. Anybody have a question, RV question or otherwise? Now, remember, I am the RV dummy. I don't have every answer to every question, but if I don't have the answer, I will try to find it out for you. And by the way, I've got a great show coming up Tuesday morning. We always release a regular show Tuesday morning. You're going to really like it. I'm going to answer some really good questions and some crazy ones that have come in. You may have seen some of them, but it's going to be a really, really good one. So please join me Tuesday morning usually it comes out 9 a.m. Eastern. I'm in Mountain Zone, so it's 7 a.m. Mountain Time. How do I decide where to travel? Robert, it's a great question. A lot of it has to do with maybe some place that we would like to see, visit. Like we're in Utah now, so it's very easy for us to travel over to Antelope Island, which is just outside of Salt Lake. Southern Utah, where there's some beautiful national parks. As it turns out, later this week we're going to visit. And we visit family too. So we have family in San Francisco. So we're going to be visiting family in San Francisco. So it just depends on what time of the year it is, what we want to do, who we want to visit, but what we want to accomplish. But that's a really good question, because what I don't do is just get in the rig and just start driving, and wherever we end up. No, we always have a plan. We always generally have a pretty cool place to go to, whether it's a weekend overnight trip or a longer trip. We always plan it out and figure out who we want to see and why we want to go to a certain place. Are Canadians welcome to travel in the States? Yes, of course. You don't need a visa. You don't need anything. You just need to cross the border and cross customs and immigration. But we love Canadians, of course. And we see, just to let you know, Ice Dog, we see Canadian license plates more so when I was on the East Coast. But we see Canadian license plates all the time. Many, many Canadians take the trip up and down I-95 and go to Florida, up and down the East Coast. So it's very, very common to see plates from Ontario, Quebec. Very common. No, there's no such thing as a dumb question, Ice Dogs, because if you're thinking it, ask it. That's one thing on my show. That's why I call myself the RV dummy. We're all smart in some things and maybe not so smart in other things. And I don't know all the RV answers. I try to help you. I've been RVing for about 2.5 years now. I try to help my friends here, but I don't know everything. And I certainly there are other categories that I certainly don't know anything about. So there's never such thing as a dumb question. Never be afraid to ask a question and have it, because nobody here is going to make fun of you. I promise you. Because if anybody here makes fun of one of my viewers' questions, I'll kick them out. We want to have nice people here, not trolls. So just don't take legal our marijuana to states. We have marijuana is legal in most states here. So I probably wouldn't travel over the border with it, because those customs guys, they know how to sniff things out. I wouldn't mess with it. But if you want to use it when you're in the states here, many states have recreational. You can just walk into a store and buy it. It's very, very easy. So I don't know the marijuana laws in Canada either. I just don't know that. But it sounds like the way he's talking sounds like it's pretty easy. Fred says Canadians love to come to Lancaster County. Yeah, I didn't know that. That's interesting. Because I spent a lot of time in Lancaster County and I never really noticed a lot of Canadians there. That's interesting though. It's a great place to visit, I will tell you that. What if I want to stay forever? Well, you probably can't do that because they have a limit. Since you don't have permanent residency here, you can't stay forever. I don't know what the limit is, but there are ways. I'll tell you what you do. Find a cute American woman when you're here and marry her, and then you can stay forever. Why don't you try that? Because we have a lot of very cute American women here in the U.S. So find one and marry her. That's how you stay very easily. What program do you use to edit videos? I use iMovie. It's with Mac. It's with my MacBook. It comes with my MacBook. It's pretty darn good. It's not super professional level, but it's good enough for me. Single for life. You never know. Don't say. Suppose you come down to the U.S. and you meet a really nice American woman. You might not want to be single for life. So don't say for life. Don't say. You never know. You really never know. Steven says 6 months is limit as a visitor, or income tax comes into play. Oh, interesting. See, I'm not sure how they really work it between the U.S. and Canada. But I do know, I know you can't stay forever. It's another country, and you have to, unless you have permanent residency or citizenship, of course. You have to come in through Mexico. I don't know. Let's see. CB radios. Oh, Jared, great question. CB radios. So I'm old, and back in the 70s, maybe some of you weren't even born yet, but back in the 70s, I was really into CB radios. I mean, I had one in my car. I would talk on it all the time. I loved my CB radio. And then, of course, they kind of went out of fashion because cell phones and everything. But I still think CB radios, if you want to be able to contact truckers or maybe get an emergency line, even if let's say there's no cell signal, you would be able to get maybe somebody on a CB radio or channel 9 or something like that. So if you they're not necessary, but if it's kind of like a hobby, if you want to have fun with it, Jared, if you want to have some fun and just enjoy it, then it'd probably be a blast. And you'd probably have some fun talking to truckers too. Have you upgraded to Catalina? No, so Dan, I have not yet. And I'm the kind of guy that upgrades like quickly. I like to do things. I almost always upgrade. Like as soon as a new OS comes out, and I upgraded my iPhone. I got an iPhone 11. I'm kind of a techie type guy, and but I didn't upgrade to Catalina yet because it worries me a little bit. I read a few things, and I think it might make some of my apps or programs obsolete, and I have to buy them again. So I'm not sure if I'm going to do that. I got to find out more about it, because once I do it, and I won't be able to use Photoshop or maybe Word or something, I could be screwed. So I got to be careful. I just got to read a little more about that. Oh, so the 32-bit apps won't work. So I don't know enough about that. So I don't know which ones are the 32-bit apps. But if I've got Photoshop, Adobe Photoshop, which I use a decent amount, and let's say Microsoft Word. I still use the Microsoft kind of group. So like Microsoft Word, Excel, sometimes PowerPoint. I usually use Keynote for presentations. I don't know if they'll work or not. Does anybody know? So let's see. The three-eyed iPhone, right. Have you traveled out of the country, Canada or Mexico? How does insurance work? I've never driven into Mexico, but I have driven into Canada. And I did check with my insurance company before I left, and they told me that my auto insurance and RV insurance here in the US is good for Canada. Now, check with your carrier. I'm not sure, but I checked with mine. I would think most of them are, but check just to make sure. But I'm willing to bet you that your insurance in the U.S. would be okay in Canada. I'm willing to bet you. Handheld satellite communicators are supposed to be good for emergencies. Yes. Well, CBs. So, Robert, CBs work anywhere as long as there's somebody else receiving it. So you could be like in the middle of nowhere with no cell signal, but as long as there's like a trucker on the road near you or an emergency person that's monitoring, it will work. But satellite is probably the best for emergency because no matter where you are, it's connected to a satellite. As long as you have, I guess you need a clear view of the sky, which but that's probably the best because I get scared sometimes because Yoko and I will travel along in Sirene sometimes, and we'll be on a road, let's say in the middle of nowhere sometimes, and there'll be no cell service. And I think to myself, what would I do if we had an emergency or we broke down and there's no cell service? And let's say it's in an area where there's not much traffic. What do you do? I was actually thinking about looking into a satellite phone just to have for an emergency. So I don't know. I don't know the answer. But if anybody knows anything more about satellite phone, please share. I'd love to know more about satellite phones. I used to rent a satellite phone. So here's the story. I've got a little bit of experience with them. When we used to go backpacking in Grand Canyon on like a 7 or 8 day backpack trip, like way, way, way into the backcountry, like not near anybody, in the middle of nowhere in the Grand Canyon, I used to carry a satellite phone. Before they had those little, now we've got those beacon type things, and it'll send a signal, a 911 signal, an emergency signal. But before those, I used to carry a satellite phone. I have an American Express card, and they would rent it to me like really, really, really cheap. It was like incredibly cheap. So I've rented those a couple of times, but I have not used a satellite phone in probably could be close to 10 years now. So I don't know much about them now. Let's see if anybody wrote. Looking at Garmin InReach Explorer. I wish I had my emergency beacon thing here. Maybe I could show it to you next time. But it's not. I don't think it would be good for RVs because it wouldn't be the kind of thing you would use. It's really for a life and death situation. What I have for like the backcountry, it's for a life and death situation. It wouldn't be if your car breaks down or if you run out of gas. That you couldn't use it for that. You can't because this is only for serious rescue situations. So I'd like to know more. I would love to know more about. Let's see. What does it say? RV Butterfly says the bell next to subscribe. Tell you when I get on. I've been trying to. I don't even know what that means. I'm not sure what that means, but I'm not sure what that means there. Let's go show that. That's good. That's good enough. Mark Weiner is here. InReach Explorer can send text messages. Okay. Again, I don't think that's the kind of thing I would do if I run out of gas. I'm not going to run out of gas, but like if my car breaks down, I don't really want to be sending somebody a text message. If I get into an emergency on the highway and there's no cell service, I would really love to have a satellite phone. Although I don't know if it would, if the expense would justify that, because I'm sure having a satellite phone and paying for the service is probably ultra expensive. I'm guessing. RV Butterfly. Oh, our mechanic is slow. Oh, okay. Our mechanic is slow. I'm not sure what that conversation is about. Maybe I came in the middle of something else. I'm not positive about that. If you're boondocking in the middle of nowhere, it may be yes, I agree. That's why I think. So again, I'm going to look. Okay, I'm going to look into satellite phones, and I'm going to tell you when I find out more information. I'm going to tell you guys. If anybody finds it before I do, let me know, because again, I'm definitely interested. I'm a tech guy. I just don't like to waste money. But if it's really good in an emergency, I would really consider that. Oh, there's Mark. Mark said Iridium satellite phones are insanely expensive. Get in touch from. Oh. So what does that mean? It's insanely expensive. I guess you have to buy the thing. That's true. When I rented it, I rented it for like a week or two. But yeah, to have one in your own, that's probably super expensive. Does anybody know how much it is? Oh, that was for Sue. Okay, RV Butterfly. Sorry, I'm just trying. Sometimes I'm talking. I'm trying to read. Keep having your conversation. It's cool. It's all good. Insanely expensive means get a loan. Yeah, get a loan for a satellite phone. You've been watching my show for a long time, Robert. You totally know my drift now. That's right. I'd say get a loan for almost anything. You want to go out to dinner? Take out a loan. You want to buy a new iPhone? Take out a loan. Loans are good. No, anybody that's new to me knows that I'm saying that tongue in cheek. I'm saying that tongue in cheek. I don't believe in taking out loans. So they are okay. So they cost about $1,500. Mark Weiner is saying about $1,500 just to buy the phone, and then when you use it, it's $1 a minute, about $1, over $1 a minute. So Dan got it. Only by that's exactly right. Dan totally knows it. So Mark is saying the satellite phones are about $1,500 to buy, and then if and when you use it, it's $1 a minute. So once you buy it, is there also a monthly charge to keep your service going, or do you only pay for the airtime? That would be an interesting thing, because if you're always going to out of the way areas that don't have cell service, and you want to be prepared for an emergency, that could be a justifiable expense. You buy it one time, it's $1,500 one time, you keep it, and then you only use it if there's an emergency. You're not going to call and order pizzas on it. You're not going to do that. You're going to only use it at $1 a minute. You're only going to use it in an emergency. But I hate to call if there's an emergency and they put you on hold, and the time is ticking away, and it's $1 a minute, and you're on hold, and you don't know how long you have to. Oh, that would be horrible. My heart would be beating like a mile a minute. That would be crazy. You can text. Steven says you can text on some of the emergency locators. Creative Liver just did a blog. Oh, Creative Liver. Okay, we'll check that out. Cool. Oh, there's a monthly service also. Ooh, that's going to start to get expensive, I think. Yeah, that's a lot. Randy says, I'm so poor. My dog's on welfare. Satellite phone is not an option. It does sound expensive to me. Mark, the idea would be that you'd never have to use it. Right. That would be the idea. You'd never have to use it. It sounds very expensive to me. Maybe a CB radio would be a better backup if you're in a non-cellular area and you need to get in touch with somebody. Because there's always at some point, there's going to be some trucker that comes by somewhere, I guess. There's got to be. So maybe CB radio would be good. Or some of you were saying there's some kind of texting thing too. I don't know much about that. CB with upper and lower sideband. I don't know much about the sidebands. I know when I used to be into CB radio, we had like first there were 23 channels, and they went up to 40. Then I left it. So there are probably still 40 channels. And I remember the term sideband, but I never really understood. Is that kind of like your sidebands? Are they kind of like in between channels also? Is that what that means? Like you can kind of go in between channel like 20 and 21 a little bit. That's kind of what I remember, although I might be wrong. I'd like to know if there are any ham radio portable, get a license. It's easy. Fred, I know nothing about ham radio. I mean like zero, less than zero. My grandfather used to be a ham radio operator, and I was always amazed. But I know nothing about them. I wouldn't even know where to go to get a license for a ham radio. I guess I could look that up. It probably wouldn't be that difficult, right? Guys, any more questions, or we can go ahead and start to wrap? I never want to keep the class too late. Remember that. And I'm surprised. I'm really surprised that Jim the Dude's not here tonight because he always tries to make these Sunday evening ones. Jim the Dude, where are you? James Scherer, where are you? So it's kind of, but it's like more like a ham radio. So I don't really know how the ham radios work too well. Sorry. The problem with CB is it's not private, and everyone will know you're disabled. Oh, that's a good point. I never really thought of that one, Mark. God, I mean, I hate to think there are people monitoring the CB radio channels to try to cause trouble with somebody. I hate that. Hate to think, but yeah, people can be crazy. That's true. You're right. It's not private. That's true. You're right. I don't know. I mean, it's definitely true. Yeah, I know it's true, but I don't know if that would deter. Like if I were broken down somewhere, I don't know if I'd be afraid to say it because the option is not to be able to do anything. And I'm assuming, again, remember, we're talking about an area where there's no cell service whatsoever. That's the only time I would ever have to use it if there's no cell service at all. Yeah, Randy's saying that's what I was saying about with Randy. If it's an emergency, like, do you really care if it's private? Well, Mark is saying, yeah, maybe because there might be stalkers or weirdos that are listening and they say, oh, they're broken down over there. We're going to go rob them. I mean, you never know. I just don't know. Does anybody know about where there'd be a chat room for RVers? Maybe somebody can help Sue with that one. Don't go to super remote places like the North Pole. Mark, we were planning to go to the North Pole in the spring with our rig. We're planning to just drive right up to the North Pole with our rig, but now I guess that's maybe that's a little too remote. So we might drive to Hawaii instead. I'm not sure. We'll see. Guys, any more questions? It's been fun. Remember, if you're not a VIP yet, shame on you. Text VIP to 801-893-3810. When you become a VIP, that means you get instant notifications and you know if I'm running late, if I'm changing the time, what I'm going to do, when I'm going to do a live stream. You'll be privy to all of the information before anybody. Ooh. Is RV's not broken down right now, is she? I don't think RV's not. Are you okay? I wasn't reading all the notes there, but I hope RV Butterfly is fine. Let me see. Yeah, I didn't go back through everything. I'm assuming she's okay. I'm hoping. If she's not okay, we got a great group of people here in this live stream that could help, I'm sure. Can't afford cell service, not taken out alone. You guys are cracking me up. Mark looked into satellite phones, but he dismissed it because it's prohibitive. It's prohibitively expensive. So maybe we can all figure out a solution here. I'll look into it. You guys look into it. Maybe next time we get together and talk, we can figure out a solution for emergencies on the road when you're not in a cell area. Sue, thank you. Love you too, of course. Love you. Love all you. Answering questions all night long, RV Dummy live and strong. Giving advice and staying on track. Now we end the Dr. Dave rap. That is good. That was very good, Robert. That was really good. That should be how I end all my shows. That's pretty. I like it. Send me that number. What number are you talking about, Jared? What number do you want? You want this number? Write it down quickly. 801-893-3810. Text VIP to that number, Jared. Come on. You guys are great. Have a great rest of the weekend, whatever left of it, not much left of it. Make sure before you get out of the room tonight, it's not really a room, it's not a chat room, it's a live stream video. Click the like, if you see it up there, I see it up there, but you might see it down there. If you click the like button now before you forget, please. Randy, thanks so much. Fred, always great having you guys with me here. It's a blast. It's really, without my RV Dummy family, who would I be talking to? I'd be talking into my computer, but nobody would be here. So I really thank you all from the bottom of my heart for joining us on the live streams, and also for checking out my regular videos and liking them and subscribing. I really appreciate everything. And I really think it's very cool that the fact that a lot of you are becoming friends on the channel here because of the RV Dummies channel. I think a lot of friendships are starting here. See, I'm very different than the larger channel. I know there are channels that, you know, have 100,000 plus subscribers, and when they do a live stream, it's like a big cluster F. You know what I mean? It's too much. Here, I get to see every comment or almost every comment. You get to connect with each other. It's much different. It's like a close-knit group, and I really like that a lot. So thanks so much for being here, everybody. Love your video. Thanks, Randy. I really appreciate that. Starting in March, I'm going to begin my adventure with help to have lots of friends. Good. So then you stick with us. We try to do a live stream every weekend. I try to do Sunday evening when I can, although sometimes I do have to change it. That's why it's important to become a VIP, because you'll get last-minute notifications when we're going to be doing it. Stephen, thanks so much. Everything's really appreciated. And you're right, smile. We should leave it with that. It's a great line to leave with. Everyone be safe. Keep smiling, because it's a better world when everyone is smiling. Randy says, I don't need your VIP. I'm too of it all the time. Don't understand that exactly. I don't need your VIP. I'm too of it all. I missed something there. Maybe type it again or something. I'm not sure. Anyway, if you don't do it before we leave, I'll do it anyway. Okay. It's all good. Judy, thanks a lot. Randy, Ice Dogs. Dr. R.W. Myers, you all take care too. Till next time, Dr. Dave, the RV Dummy. Like before you leave. And remember, Tuesday morning, it'll be 7 a.m. Central. But 9 a.m. Eastern is when my video comes out every Tuesday. See you later. Be safe. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Have a great week too. See you later. Bye.